Who's thinking about you now? If you were building a wall, or who would tear it all down and pull you through? Or who's thinking about you?
Hi. Welcome to Thoughts. This is episode 2. I actually had planned on and tried to make some arrangements to do some interviews, but it didn't quite happen, so I'm just going to be talking about the subject of today's show. Essentially, the subject of today's show is something that I kept running into in the past couple of weeks, mainly people talking about it, and it was child abuse. Now, that's a very bad... Oh, and of course, if you haven't guessed yet, today is the day when I'm doing laundry again. Hopefully this won't be the way things keep happening with this show, but that's what I'm doing right now. And as you can see, I have my hair flipped, and I'm in jammies. So the last thing I gotta do today is laundry, and then I'm crawling into bed. I just finished editing up a new special effects video, and that'll be being posted tomorrow, probably along with this. I'll get back to the subject, sorry. Track. Child abuse. This is such a wide area, and it's... I'm the type that I do believe that if you've tried all the new methods, like the child in the corner, things like that, and it's not working, then look it over your knee. I've never known a spanking to cause that much trouble. To me, child abuse, well, physical abuse, there's actually several different types of child abuse. Physical abuse is where the parent is pretty much treating the child like they're a punching bag. There's actually several different types of child abuse. There's emotional abuse. This is also called verbal abuse. This is the parent pretty much tells the child they're worthless, unloved, why did I ever have you, things like that. I'm running into that. Most people think, well, I have friends who have kept me from punching out people who are doing that to their children. And it's... Growing up, my child wasn't the greatest, but I knew I was loved. And, but then things went crazy, and now I'm home caretaker of the abuser. She, unfortunately, is a mental patient and started having mental problems when I was quite young, around 8, I think I was around 8 or 9. She started losing her mind, so to speak. The term is paranoid schizophrenia. And now at an age, dementia is starting to set in, so as some of you know, I'm her caretaker, and it gets interesting. I'm not going to go into what happened, and I know some of you are kind of surprised how I'm waiting to leave it from the child abuse. Yeah, that's how I know so much about it. To be honest, it is not her fault. Okay, mental illness can make even the sweetest thing in the world an abuser. She's going through a lot of problems, and I think that's what triggered what's called a chemical reaction. Basically, it caused the imbalance to where she's not quite normal. Unfortunately, they changed up the medication back in 2005, and she's right back to where she was, except for I'm now bigger, so it doesn't work. As far as that goes, a lot of people don't realize that they're abusing their children. Unfortunately, it can be the abuser becomes the abused becomes the abuser. They don't think there's anything wrong with a parent driving back and co-copying a child, because after all, the child is their property. No. Again, these children are little people. They're just waiting to grow up. You know, and if they're treated with love, they grow up to be decent people. Now, I will say this, not all abused become abusers. I didn't. I refused to. Because, thankfully, I knew what was normal and what wasn't normal. And imagine being an 8-year-old child and trying to get other adults to understand something's wrong with mommy. or that mommy's throwing up the wallpaper, or mommy believes that devil worshippers and witches are after us. Don't ask. And then there are those that they know better. I do know one kid at college who I've met his parents. Thankfully, they're not his biological parents. I just like to meet his biological parents and say, why did you give him up for adoption? You shouldn't have. Because the people who adopted him look good on the surface. But when he's in a position of authority, and I met the father, he was trying to blow smoke up my rear. You will have no idea how close I came to punching him in the mouth in a courtroom, which would have been really interesting for me. Anyways, for those of you raising children, and I do know quite a few people who are, and you're actually Facebook friends who see this, kudos. You're wonderful parents. You do everything you can. So, I'm proud to know you. Unfortunately, there are people out there that, it has the potential to make me very angry. Getting back to the subject, the types of abuse. There's physical abuse, that's usually the most obvious. And it also depends on the child in question. With me, before she lost her mind, it wouldn't be surprising for me to show up with a bruise or two from climbing trees, falling out, falling through. So really on anything like that, you have to gauge the child in question. If the child is constantly climbing trees, riding horses, falling out of things, more likely that's just a very adventurous, hyperactive little monster. But, physical abuse isn't the worst abuse there is. As if there's emotional abuse, which is also called verbal abuse. I'm afraid of something. There's also abuse of negligence. Okay, and unfortunately that's something I see a lot in this neighborhood now. Where the mother is single, nothing against single mothers, but instead of being a mother, take care of those children, and she has to do, she's busy doing this and this, if you guys know what I mean, and the children are running around little heathens, and quite literally look quite hungry. But she's too busy, that is a type of abuse too, is negligence. Thankfully that usually doesn't last too long, but it does happen. There's all types of physical abuse that can happen. The thing is notice the type of child you're dealing with. Most children by nature, there are some that are naturally shy, and those that will tell you they're naturally shy. But then those that are not shy, but they're withdrawn, that's not normal. That's the first thing to watch for. You've got a child that is very withdrawn, constantly refuses to talk about home, parents, things like that. Now, of course, the question is, well, what can we do about it? Everything. Because to quote Whitney Houston, the children are the future. And if they're being abused, then the future is being abused. Because it's the children. You don't know. I do want some feedback on this one particularly. If you know of situations where you've seen children getting abused, things like that, and you ask what to do, well, one, contact children's services. That's what they're there for. And keep an eye on the situation. Now, if it's just the child's acting up and the parent turning over in the ear, casing off the switch, that's kind of a borderline situation. As I said, as far as I'm concerned, with children, I believe in the alternative punishments first. But if you've got a little rebellion, like I was as a child, before she lost her mind, then the only thing you can do is pretty much give up. You're going to have to tear up that backside. So, and now I know I'm going to hear feedback on this about, no one should ever put their hands on. I disagree. I'm sorry. It's before she lost her mind, I did deserve it. I won't say it. isn't, I deserve to live with that. But what happened afterwards, no one deserves that. No one, not even me. But I did come out okay, kind of. No, pausing the question, something mine. Okay, yeah, wow, big reveal was used as a child. It happened. Unfortunately, a little bit too much in our society. And so it's behind closed doors. Other relatives, if you think with an aunt, an uncle, a niece, a nephew, a grandparent, and you think a child is being abused, you're too to step into your family. I've seen cases where the grandparents knew, or aunt or uncle knew, and did nothing. Shame on them. Shame on them. There's a problem with the questions that's coming from your mind right now. Okay, where was my father at this time? This was another type of abuse. Abusive absence. Even when mom was married, we had an eye for other ladies. And we finally grew up out of that, kind of. But, how to put this? Wasn't quite, I don't know if it would be called abuse or not. He was there for his weekend visits, but distant. I don't know how else to describe it. He couldn't connect. He had no idea how to be a father. I hate to say this about him, because after she went to the loony bin, mental zone, after James left Grandma James, what was going on? They had not committed. And my brothers and sisters went into the system. James Smith, I didn't go into the system. First, I was with nothing. Which was an interesting learning experience for him, so I'm trying to give him credit where I can. When he got custody of my two younger sisters, and he did not get custody of my two younger brothers, why they weren't his kids. That's another story I'm not going to go into. But I do have two young half-brothers. They stayed for the system, and Mom finally, she was on medication, she was okay. She was able to get them back. She was not able to get me and Marilyn back, my younger sisters, but she did have weekend visits, so. Now, another question is, and I do expect comments and questions on this show. Why am I a caretaker then? One, I didn't realize then she wasn't responsible for problems here. I do want to get off the subject of that, because I don't want this to be about me and what I went through. I'm only using that as an example to say I do know what it's like to be that kid, that child. It's not good. Okay. But seriously, if you see signs or you see there's just something wrong, seriously, whether you're a neighbor, a relative, think of children's services. Now, don't be sure first. Okay, don't stretch the nose too far. But if, okay, I'm going to give an example. And thankfully, Children's Services is now watching the woman in question. Woman's afraid of storms. All four of her daughters are also afraid of storms. Why? That's strange, and it says a lot about that there's something weird going on there. Plus, the school has already started noticing that there's been some arguments with the girls in question, the daughters. So I still keep my ear to the ground, but so far the mother still has custody, and I'm waiting for the taking it out point blank. there's just something really wrong with this man. I'm trying to think of other examples I can give you, besides just facts and numbers. Okay, if you really look around your neighborhood, and if the child's running and playing and laughing, if they're just sitting there reading a book all the time. Children are just like adults. We're all different. There are times when I'm active, and there are times when I'm just get back to the book. But if you see signs that the little bookworm, for example, is constantly bruised, but is not climbing trees or anything like that, something's wrong. I don't know how to stress this enough, that there are, unfortunately, and that's why I'm also bringing this as part of this show, as far as adoption goes, I do think, in all honesty, the process needs to be a little more stringent, just because of what I've seen happening with children that were adopted. That makes me angry. And I think adoption is one of the best things in the world, especially because there are so many unloved children in the world. That's the biggest crime of all. It should never be a reason for a child to be hungry. There should never be a reason for a child to be hurting, unloved, ever. There's no excuse for this. Okay, it's one of the ills of our society to cure just simply get involved. If you're a relative and you suspect that the child is being abused, get involved. It's simple. Maybe it could be that the person who's doing the abusing, maybe they're stressed out, maybe they don't know how to get help. Not all parents are bad parents that are abusing their kids, they're just not sure how to be good parents. They're trying. They're just going off of what they were taught. And I'm sorry, if you were raised and you think it's okay for your father to punch you in the mouth, sorry, that's not right. So, I'm going to end this for now. Hopefully come next year I will have some interviews, or at least a round table of other people, other students talking. And as I said, this is episode 2 of Thoughts About Child Abuse. Good day, good luck, good night, whenever you happen to be watching this. Have a good day.